Welcome, Street Rats, to Night City. I'm the one and only Moxie 11, bringing you slightly biased news footage from the fourth wall. Gojira is still recovering from the ordeal in Oregon, having successfully taken the bullet, though dealing with the sting of betrayal from Guy, in addition to the Scud Warrior's concern over the whereabouts of Delilah. As a nomad at heart, I feel their pain and send a text to an old contact and flame of mine named Phoenix. I'm hesitant to contact Zod, though if I don't hear anything in a few days, I may have to send out a general message to all my contacts, and hope I didn't miss them. The following day, most of us head over to visit Pons. Deeps is looking to get more cyberware, setting his surgery for next week, while I schedule cyberfinger replacement surgery in a week and a half. Wraith pays for the speed heal Pons advanced him for a mission, then pays back the grand I had on reserve at the twin scalpels that he and Deeps used up. The two of us also speak to Pons about turning the burnt-out arcade into a medical facility, with Wraith wanting the upper floor for Gojira as a base. Once we're outside, I get into it with Wraith about his tour, which suddenly won't take as long and isn't as important as he initially said. This, coupled with the lie about not leaving the city, and his lie about sabotaging our previous mission, means I can no longer believe or trust anything he says. During our confrontation, Checkers leaves with Deep for a drink at Frank's, Wraith following them quickly after insisting I have a problem with work-life balance, saying I need to spend less time on work. I couldn't agree more, and walk the opposite direction to Rex's apartment. Inside the bar, Wraith purchases congratulatory shots for everyone on the team, neglecting to inform Cammy, Rex and I that he's done such, though he does drop off a shot for Rex, who is sitting at our usual table. The white noise generator is turned on, and Rex appears to be sitting with a group of runners. He doesn't stay with them long after receiving my text asking to meet at his place. And in less than 5 minutes, Rex is heading down the hall.
The look in his eye is not one that you've seen before. It is kind of a smoldering, sensual look. And he makes his way up step by step. It seems slow, but it's so quick when he's right up there in front of you, pressing himself against your body, his lips against yours, taking your cheeks in both of his hands, and just giving you a hard kiss.
While I'm tied up for the rest of the day, Deep spends his playing ELO with Cammy and Swag after asking our beloved virtue artist to hook him up with a rank 10 account. Checkers fiddles with some tech she has before passing out, and Wraith makes calls to David and Dave Wacko about the tour, as well as sending a message to Veronica asking if she's ready to leave on Thursday, but doesn't receive a reply. At 11 in the evening, I head down to Frank's to meet with Mendez for information. While he wasn't able to get anything on the lawyer, he does tell me a bit about Sota Tanaka, the man Sony claimed had proved the emails were faked. I'm told Sota is a street racer, has an apartment in South Kabuki, and is into glass and synth. We make plans to head there tomorrow, and I head back to Rex. In the morning, I asked to hire him for my evening mission, but when he learns we're meeting Mendez, he's less than thrilled. Still, he agrees to back me when we move to carry on with our day, when at the door he throws me a curveball.
And something you told me not too long ago has kind of not sat well with me since you brought it up. And I'm trying to devise a way to get some revenge back for you.
I want to press, but decide to deal with it later, ignoring my growing feelings. I'm not the only one with an uncertain morning, as Checkers gets some interesting vibes from Colt when she calls about trading the Galena for the Mayhere.
Just kidding. Yeah, it's fine.
Giving me a heart attack here. Seriously?
I mean,
okay.
I could give you a little more than a heart attack. Okay, we'll see you here tomorrow then.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Later, Colt.
Bye-bye. Shanks up.
Packers are just going to sit there and stare at the wall for a good, 10 minutes. Trying to process.
In another part of the apartment, Wraith calls Swag, talking to him about cutting video from his tour as a behind-the-scenes film once he returns. And once I get home, I talk to Cammy about my brother's chip. I tell her it's the only thing I have left of my family, and ask her to break the security I couldn't. She agrees, taking the chip, and breaks down a bit about Cass and how he wouldn't tell her the one thing she wanted to hear, wondering why she feels so sick every morning because he's no longer around. Finally, it's on to shopping for furniture, as Kami invites the rest of Gojira to join us, as I'm not sure why they'd want to, but of course they come along. We end up at Gogo's Furniture Warehouse, which turns out to be a near attraction in itself.
Go-Go's Furniture Warehouse. And there's like this uncomfortable picture of like the clown Go-Go on the side. The big bushel of green hair, a friendly red squeaky toy nose, and a wide red-lined mouth with big honking teeth. And he's sitting in a chair. It is obviously a cartoon meant to like appeal to small children, but has missed that mark. Yeah. Yeah, there's just like rows of different. It's like a flea market style, so it's really just like multiple smaller vendors in like one big. It's just like a mini mall. You are walking in, and there's like a bunch of vendors with different kind of styles, from kind of something like modern to like more rustic type thing to ghetto chic, to Claymore chic, in fact, which is obviously the cheapest source of furniture available in this warehouse.
After spending more eddies than intended and winning an auction, our shopping trip ends dancing on a light-up dance floor and walking a drunk Cammy and Checkers home. That's when Wraith gets a text from Veronica saying they need to talk, and he suggests Spicy Pete's for coffee and a rather heartbreaking conversation that Wraith makes worse.
What I can't stop going over in my head constantly.
Sure.
You didn't ask me to come. I kind of invited myself. I get so excited when I'm around you, and I'm not going to impose myself on you. Go on your trip. Enjoy it. Then come back and we'll see where we're at.
If that's what you want, that is what we can do.
I want this to be very important for you. And if I'm going to be honest with you, Race, I don't know that it is as important to you as I feel. So, I know that I'm important to you in some way. You keep coming back and you keep talking to me. But something about you, Wraith, is always on reserve. You always keep things hidden to yourself. And I don't know if I can travel around California or wherever we're going with somebody who only tells me what they want me to hear or want me to see.
I understand that. Well, when I get back, I suppose we can see where we're at then.
Yeah.
Try to be patient with me. I understand I don't deserve it, but there's a bigger picture. And when that becomes more clear, then I can be more honest with you. But right now, I gotta take care of it. He takes the cross that he's been wearing since you gave it to him and hands it to him.
My best guess? He lets people push him away because he doesn't believe he deserves to be loved, or is used to people walking out on him and closes the door before they can hurt him first. While he sits at his new breakup spot, I'm headed to Withertree Apartments with Rex, a new archaeology in Seth Kabuki, close to the docks where Die Knife operated. Mendez and McKinley are waiting in the lobby, dressed down and for the first time, not showing off their NCPD badges. However, upon seeing Rex, Mendez gets upset and says he's lost interest, taking off with McKinley on his heels. The elevators won't work without a keycard, and calling Sota from the lobby only brings up a dial screen that isn't consistent in its ringing, giving me a couple thoughts. The safest being its tech glitch. I feel the more likely option is that a virus has just become active. Undeterred, I bribe a custodian 200 heads to activate the elevator, making our way up to the apartment where there's still no answer, and finding the door unlocked. Running my fingers along the edges, touch a tripwire, and after some testing, realize it will require opening the door further to try and cut it with the scissors from my medkit. I'm on the phone with Checkers, trying to get Demolition's information, when Rex nudges me. 2 Militech officers are making their way towards us at a brisk pace. It's one of the problems with digging for truth. No matter how careful you are, you always end up in a hole. Let's just hope I can get out of this one without injury. Until then, stay safe, cyberpunks. This has been your Shades of Scarlet recap with Moxie 11.